All right, y'all, this is James from the Free Project. Remember to subscribe, share, and like this video. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the free agent army. We are an army for God, and we are going to continue to walk forward, move forward, despite what we see, what's going on around us, and hold up our banner, which is Jesus Christ. All right, so now, with that being said, I want to have to talk to you about this conversation that I had with someone who is complete polar opposites. And this is unlike what mainstream media would have us to do in terms of building relationships with people who don't have the same mindset or same political ideologies as you do, belief systems as you do. So there's this young man that I had the privilege of meeting, and we were having a conversation with regards to, a whole bunch of issues, race, politics, and all those things. And when I just started asking him some general questions about, one of the questions was, it came down to like when we were talking about the football players not wanting to meet with Trump and basketball players and so forth, and all these people who have said they would not go to the White House if Donald Trump had offered them to come to the White House. So I was asking, talking to him, we were talking about those issues, and I said to him, now, why would you not want to sit down and talk to someone who, although they may have an opposing opinion than yours, a different opinion than yours, but yet not want to have a conversation with them? So this young man, he starts going to this conversation about, well, this person really don't like me and so forth. And then, and what that represents with people not really liking you and what that really means down to the core and all of those things. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, what does this have to do with whether or not the person really likes you? But I went ahead and let him finish his thoughts and what he wanted to say. So now with that being said, when he was done, I said to myself, now, you do understand that the fact that you and I have sat here having this conversation one-on-one, and from what I can tell so far, you are on this side and I stand politically on that side. You believe this as it comes to certain religious beliefs. I believe that when it comes to religion. You believe this when it comes to social issues. I believe that when it comes to social issues. But yet and somehow we've been able to sit here, talk, laugh, and have a great conversation with one another and knowing each other over the past few months. It's like there hasn't been any issues simply because we focus on what was important and not necessarily what divides us. And with that being said, so how is it that you cannot have a conversation with someone who you may be polar opposites ideologically, but yet you can't find something that brings you together on a human level? Why is that? Why? And how is it that we've allowed mainstream media to divide us conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, black, white, red, yellow, brown, religious, non-religious, secular versus sacred? How did all this come about? And we just get so vitriolic, we get so mean-spirited, we become so hateful that we literally are now fighting in the streets over politics. You have Antifa, people sending so-called bombs to politicians' houses and things. How does this even happen? How did it even get here? It's really crazy that we've allowed what we see on television to divide us, and the power of imagery has such far-reaching effects on the next generation, on people, on us right now, that we don't even understand. I have people that I've grown up with, and again, they are unfriending me on Facebook simply because we have a differing of opinion. At that part, I just don't understand. And so as I talked to the young man, I said, so you and I have been sitting there talking and getting to know each other really on a deeper level when it comes to those things that are really in our hearts. Then it's like, but yet we've talked and we've laughed. And so we've seen the human side of each other, our humanity, and not all these things on the outside that divide us. So isn't that what it's really about? Love one another, to love each other, love yourself, love your neighbor as yourselves, regardless of all that other stuff. Isn't that what Jesus said? Isn't what God talked about? And with that being said, if we're loving, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I don't agree with you. Yeah, I think this is wrong or that's wrong. That's my opinion. You're going to have to stand before God and answer to God, based on what God has said and given us. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if there's something going down where, let's say we're being bombed or there's a flood or, and all these catastrophic things that could happen, Do you actually think I'm going to sit there and say, well, you believe this and you believe that, so I'm not going to save you or I'm not going to help you? Do we actually have to come to those situations to actually see the humanity of a person and see that that we need each other? Really, that's the part that I don't get. And so we'd rather say all these mean things and delete people and unfriend people and say that, you're not black enough or you're not white enough or you're so full of hate and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And like, no. Because if there was a national tragedy that would happen right now as I'm making this video, best and believe the people that are around me, yeah, I may disagree with them, but yeah, I'm going to reach out a hand of love and concern for them and try to help. Because that's what you do when the love of God is in your heart. And I think the thing that we have got to pull back and not allow media and what we see to divide us. And that's what's happening. These politics are dividing us. Media is dividing us. And they're making it like a black and white thing. And it just, it has went to a place of a debased, uncivilized society. The way that people are fighting. Look at Portland and the things that are going on in Portland with Antifa and then people sending bombs. And it is absolutely amazing. Somebody told me the other day, James, who brainwashed you? I was like, wow, I didn't know I was brainwashed. I didn't know it got to that point. So the only person that brainwashed me and cleansed my mind is Christ, Jesus Christ. That's how my mind became brainwashed or washed in the water of the word. So that's what happened. And so then you wake up and you see that with all this going on, really it doesn't matter in the end. Because if you don't know Christ, you don't know Jesus, you don't know anything. And you pulling and you're pulling at straws and you're trying to get this and you gather that and all this stuff comes to naught. It comes to nothing. Because if you don't have Christ, you don't have anything. At the end of the day, the one who gave his life and died for you. If you don't have him, you don't have anything. And all this stuff that divides you when God is trying to bring us all together, regardless of race, color, backgrounds, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, he's giving us the right from wrong, left from right, and this and that, and we have to make the choice and choose which one we're going to follow and which one we're going to go through, which way we're going to go. Either it's going to be with him or it's going to be with the world. And so you have to make that choice and make that decision. Now, I'm not saying not to participate in politics, but we have to look at individuals and say, no, this whole entire race, I don't believe that. Now, individuals may have a hatred. Individuals may have a preconceived notion about you. But when it comes to what mainstream media is putting out there, because as I sat down with this young man who looked different than me, who was of a different race than me, but yet we were able to have conversations and laugh and talk and see that when he realized that, I was, quote unquote, what the media would call a black conservative, then he realized like, oh, okay, I've been able to sit down and talk with you and enjoy the conversation, yet you and I stand on polar opposites of a whole bunch of issues and ideas. So really, it's not what divides us, but what brings us together. And the thing that brings us together is God and the fact that we're both human and that the fact that we can love each other as people, as human beings, despite all of the other issues that are on the outside. All right, so this is James from the I'm Free Project. Remember, Jesus Christ is Lord. Get your eyes off people, politics, and all that kind of stuff, and get your eyes focused on God. And then you know what the real mission and true fight in life is all about. All right, y'all take care. Peace.